All right, welcome back to Tropical Glitz. ¿Qué pasa? It's a shirt thing, yeah. Guys, if you didn't know, I'm Manny.
I'm Javi.
And we're dressed up like toonies. Hey, well, everybody's seen Fingerprint, and we wanted to show you guys a couple different styles. We're gonna be covering the base on 3 different styles of Fingerprint. One that I like is 70 style,
Like
kind of
psychedelic.
and then 2 more modern ones. You have
Yeah, we're gonna do a traditional like wave style, and then we're gonna do the more common one that's a little bit more pointy edge.
So give me the breakdown. What did you do for these panels?
So we already did 2. We're gonna do this one so the camera can see it. And basically what we do is we lay down a 3/4 inch tape right on the edge of the board, and we lay our 1/8 tape butted up right next to it. What that's gonna do is it's gonna give us a perfect 3/4 inch edge all the way around. Once we do our effect in the middle and we paint the edge.
All right, so before we keep on going, I wanted to give a shout out Drip Panel. This is a PVC panel that Drip cuts and we sell on our website. But what I wanted to run down is, how did you get to this pattern, this point of the flaked out panel? Because, you know, everybody's wondering, how did we get to this point? Because a lot of people struggle just to get here to this stage.
Right, so these panels are real easy to work with. So what we did is we got the DA with 400 grit paper. We sanded it all completely flat. We blew it off. We made sure it was really clean with wax and grease remover. Once it was clean and ready, we just shot our Hornet adhesion promoter, let that dry up 5-10 minutes after, and we sprayed 3 coats of our Galactic Silver. Once that flashed off, we shot 2 coats of the .004 and the .006 metal flake mix, and then we topped it off with the .015 flake. So it's a real heavy flake.
And that's all our Platinum Plus. Very important, very ultra thin PET plastic. You're talking about 0.50 of a mil. So the millage of this stuff is really thin. Yeah. So when it comes to pounding along with clear, you have to do what, 2-3 coats?
Yeah, we did 3 coats of the SPI Euro Clear. We let that dry for, I don't know, it was like 36 hours or so. We let it dry. We want to make sure it's dry because we put a lot of material on it. And then we knocked it down with the DA again with 400 grit. Cleaned that up, blew that off, wax and grease removed it, and now we're at this stage right here.
Perfect. And that's everything that it takes to get to this point. And I'm pretty sure we'll have some B-roll videos of that. So on the psychedelic one is the one I like to do mostly. I mean, there's not really, maybe I overthink stuff because I like to look at my panel and think about it for a little bit. See how I start. But I usually like to work with 3 different sizes just to kind of get it going. Let's see here. And don't be scared of wasting tape because it's going to happen because you want to get a feel of what you want to do.
Guys, I'll do a little, like a rule of thumb. If you think you're going to use 4 rolls of tape, buy 6.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're always going to be peeling, putting, taking off. And once you pull a piece of tape once or twice off the panel, it's no good. So you got to use another piece. You want to make sure this tape has good adhesion. So when you're actually spraying, you don't get anything lifting off or bleeding through.
Oh, there goes my roll of tape.
And all this is practice. So if you can't get those curves on the first try, don't get frustrated. Peel the tape back, rip it off. Do it again. Eventually it'll come to you. It's just practice.
One of the things on the psychedelic style that you don't have to be, you can't have flat spots. That's obviously for sure. But you don't have to be super perfect. Like you can get the line. What's cool about it is it gets close to the line, and then the spacing varies. You know what I'm saying? So by doing that, it gives you that very.
That's why Manny got the easy one, because Manny was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go.
I like this one
It's gonna
though.
go full well out, and I don't have to worry about the spacing.
No, but I like this one personally. I really do like this
That's
one.
cool.
And then I'm gonna do some effects with pearls. And
Some cars require that.
well, yeah, you can't really put this on any car. It has to be like a car that's like somewhat period correct.
Right, while Manny's doing that, I tape this one up the same way we tape this one and the other one. Now I'm gonna get another roll of 3/4 inch or another strip, and I'm just gonna go right over that 1/8 tape, just so if there's any little gap or anything when we're actually spraying, we don't want to get any paint on that. So we just want to make sure it's completely sealed. That way, when we do our graphic and we spray, we can peel back our graphic and not have to worry about any paint being on there or having to take that tape off. Manny skipped that step, but that's okay.
Yeah, bro. It's early in the morning for me.
And while you're here watching Manny, yeah, you can go ahead and hit that like button and the subscribe button. And if there's any graphic or anything that you guys want to see, what we're teaching you is basically the fundamentals of some basic layouts. It's to spice up your paint job a little bit. We're not doing anything crazy. We're doing stuff that basically anybody can do. If we can do it, you can do it. So if there's something that you want to see, a certain effect that we haven't done on camera for you guys, go in the comment section, let us know, and then we'll schedule it to do it on camera for you guys. We're gonna work with some of the drip stencils probably soon.
Oh yeah, that'll be cool.
I will teach you guys different things you can do with those stencils and incorporate it within another graphic to give a little bit of depth and a little bit of character to your graphics. I have to wait for you to finish.
No, you can
do my own thing.
No, do your own thing, bro.
Okay, so the one that you see the most, especially on the lowrider stuff, is the pointy edge one. So that one, it's not as free flowing as that. So you do have to make sure that your gaps are reasonably decent. What I like to do with that one is just pull from a corner, kind of like a little triangle type shape will do. Because your first one is going to be your guide for the rest of your graphic. So you come here to a point. What you do is, I don't know if the camera can see, I'm sure it can.
Yeah.
Right here, you'll see that it basically forms the corner for you. So off of that first line, lightly run your razor blade over the other piece of tape, and when you peel, you get that nice perfect edge. And then basically easy after that. We're going to do this one all one size just to make it quick. We usually go 2 sizes sometimes when we do this one, when we do this effect. I will do 2 sizes on the next one. I know Manny's using like 3 sizes on his.
Yeah.
You just try to eye out what an 1/8 inch line would look in between. And just follow that same line. If you want the gaps to be perfect, then the same idea that we do here, you can butt the tape up. Like you can put another 1/8 tape, so I'll show you that. Let me take this one up real quick. And if you want it perfect, remember these effects, they end up not being extremely, extremely bold because we'll do candies over them. Some of them will have pearls. So the gaps don't have to necessarily be 100%, but you don't want them to look sloppy either. Sometimes we see these patterns that people just go in and they're like, oh, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's true. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it to look as good and as clean as possible because you don't want it to look sloppy either. So the psychedelic thing, you want it to look sloppy, not on this one.
Not like super sloppy, but you want it to have a random vibe to it. Because one thing I've seen is guys try to do this and then they have just a bunch of flat spots and they're like flat spot and a high point and flat, and that doesn't look good. So sometimes you'll see me peel back the tape because I like it to have smooth flowing, but the spacing, I purposely try to make it look that it gets tight, opens up. You don't want it to have it. Now, one thing we're not using here, but we don't need to, like here on this one, usually I have a little heat gun that I purchased from Amazon. It's a little handheld, almost like a little for shrinking cables and stuff. So for the vinyl stuff, you just hit it a little bit, takes the memory out of the vinyl, and it actually will stay down. I've had stuff taped up for weeks at a time here in Miami, and it still stays exactly where it needs to be.
So I'll show you guys real quick. If you want the lines to be 100% perfect or gap-wise, if you want the gap to be the same thickness as the tape, you butt up a piece of tape right on the last line that you do. Just run it really, really close to it. And then you get your next one. Do the same thing. Buzz up right next to it. This is gonna, it takes a lot more tape to do it like this. But if you want that, you know, your lines to be really, really close, then to do it that way. Then you get that middle piece. You peel it, and you get that real close, even gap, if that's what you want. There's no real right or wrong way to do this. If it looks good to you, I'm gonna go a little bit more than the 1/8 just to match everything else that I've done. And then if you see, I mean, somebody's gonna ask, most likely. So when I get to the edge of the tape, I don't just tear the tape because you run the risk of stretching it. Lay your razor blade at an angle, pick up your roll of tape and just lift it up, work towards the razor blade, and it'll just tear it without either you having to rip the tape or dig the razor blade on the panel. You want to try to do that the least as possible. We will have to do it here on the edges, but you don't want to do that in the middle of the board, causing creases and issues later on with possible lifting. So this is a fact that a lot of people don't do because, or a lot of people don't enjoy doing because it takes a lot of time. We're doing a small piece and we're gonna do a real simple design just so you guys can get the idea.
And it is very time consuming for what it is, and then you'll spend a big portion of your day taping, and then, you know, 2 hours taping this up, let's say, if you're not used to it, and then
5 minutes to spray.
Yeah, I'm using the back of the razor blade to come down and just push down the vinyl. You don't want to pull this very much because then you end up stretching the vinyl.
Well, that's another thing. The type of tape, like I personally use the paper tape just for that reason, to avoid stretching. But when you're doing tight turns or you're doing that psychedelic style, some people have preference. You can always bend the vinyl easier. I'm still a big fan of the tape of the paper. So in a situation like that, I would probably still use the paper. But
It's really
Manny
preference.
has a preference of vinyl, so Manny uses vinyl.
It's all preference, to be honest with you. Some guys are Chevy guys, some guys are Ford guys, you know. Can't blame a Ford guy for being wrong. Even though, let me tell you, Lincolns and Mercs are made by Ford, the old school stuff.
Well, but you're talking like a 32 Ford.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I know.
Guys, you'll see how the gaps change a little bit. Like here, I'm doing it a little bit thicker. Over there, did it a little bit thinner. The gaps don't have to be 100% perfect. You just want to make sure your lines actually flow together. If your lines are off, and so is the flow of the lines, then it's gonna look bad. But if your gaps are a little bit uneven, it's a little bit more organic. That's all. So it will look cool once everything is done and sprayed. And we're doing something, you know, we're doing this kind of quick. In another situation, we might take a little bit more time to do it. We're just giving you the basics right now just to show you the effects. So this is where we are as of now. Now we'll come in, we'll work in the middle. We'll do like one line, cut the corner, and little by little we'll work our way down. And it'll just finish it up. But you got a good idea of gaps. Like I said, the lines aren't perfect, but as long as the lines flow well, once it's painted, it'll look real good. And this is all practice. Like the first time you do it, it might take you a little longer. But once you get the hang of it, it becomes really easy. And most people that see this effect assume that you do something with a stencil, or which you could buy stencils that are already cut, lay it, spray it, peel it. But it's not the same. It's not the same because if you buy a stencil already made, you know that somebody's going to have that same exact pattern that you have. If you do it on your own, you know that your design is going to be one of a kind. And if it has a little imperfection, to me, it adds a little bit of the artist's hand. Like you can tell that somebody actually did it. To me, that's cooler than having something completely perfect that's made by a stencil that other people can have.
Javi tapes way faster than I do, but that's how it is with me. I don't really do this quite often, so.
Well.
And you're better at this than I am, and that's okay.
Well, if you guys didn't watch the challenge episode, you should probably go back and watch that.
Coño, you're gonna hold that. Hold that against me. You should though.
Guys, this is something that's fun. Like I said, if you're getting frustrated because the tape isn't necessarily doing what you want it to do, have patience. I'm telling you, it doesn't take that much to get used to using it. It's just, you got to practice, that's all. And your first project might not look great, but I promise you that when you do the second and the third and the fourth, they start looking better and better. And you're going to get to the point where they all always look good. Or at least you tell yourself they look good. You know, sometimes I look at a project that I do, I'm like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah. And it's okay to undo some of your tape if you're not feeling it. Cause
yeah, exactly.
I was like, I have a corner here I don't really like, you know? So I'd rather just take this off, finish it, because I really don't want to have any sharp points, because Psychedelic doesn't have any points to it, you know? And I go by I refer to old funny cars from the 70s. So that's how that's what I enjoy, getting my inspiration from, those paint jobs from back then.
You guys always remember, when you're feeling a corner or edge or a point, you want to always try to have a fresh razor blade if that's possible. I got really used to using these single-sided razor blades. Some people use an X-Acto blade. This is what I enjoy using. But always just keep in mind, you're going to drag the edge of the blade. Try to stay on the tape. You don't want to dig into the tape, because if you dig into the tape, you're going to end up on your board.
Yeah.
And if you're on your board, all you're going to be doing really is cutting the paint. And later on, that could be a problem.
There we go. See, originally I had a weird point here. I was going to force me to make a point, and I really didn't like it. So I ended up removing it, coming across with this, and now I can still do a small design in here similar to this, but it's going to look a lot nicer because you don't want any sharp points. This design does not take any sharp points, but you want it to have that lava lamp vibe to it, kind of, you know. Then I don't clean up my tape right away. And then when I'm happy with everything, if I don't have to readjust anything, then I'll start coming back and trimming all the tape. I don't want to trim it right to the line, because later you need a little tape to be able to peel off the tape after you do your layers.
I mean, this isn't a race, but I finished. This is the way it should look, guys. Basically, like I said, the gaps might not be 100% perfect. I showed you, if you wanted them to be perfect, how to do that. But the flow makes sense. There's no real kinked lines or any flat spots. So, I mean, however you hold it, the design makes sense. And I think that's what's important. What do you think?
Yeah. Perfect.
Thanks.
No,
Thanks.
what? No,
So I'll show you guys another one now, like a different style.
The hater.
Yeah, Manny's obviously hating since he's still taping up his.
That's fine, bro.
But yeah,
I want to make something next.
That's the first one. This is what you see. This is the typical thing that you see on a lowrider, I think, nowadays.
Yeah.
The type of fingerprint
It is.
You could, this is something that you start developing as you go. We could have done this, but I wanted you to get a basic design, and later on you can play with it. You can do a point this way and a point that way and then work your way out. That's something that you learn as you go, because then the tape has to bend a little bit more, and we wanted to give you a basic layout. So that's basically what the how-tos that we're going to do from now on of custom paint tricks like this. We give you guys the foundation or the basic, and then you guys can take it to another level.
Yeah.
With practice. So
What are you going to do now?
do a kind of wave one.
Yeah.
So now we're going to do a more of a wave type. We're going to use 2 different size tapes on this one. We can start, it doesn't matter where we start really, we can start here. We're just going to get the tape and do a wave. Like a wave. It's kind of hard to do with these little panels because they move while you're taping them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was struggling with. If you struggle with this a lot, you can just tape the panel down to the table if you really wanted to. But for me, I like to kind of move it around.
So once you get your first line in, that's going to be your foundation. The rest of your lines are going to be extremely similar to this. This effect, along with the Manny's effect, or the effect that Manny's doing, goes with that 70s or retro style. This is more of a long, curvy line. Manny is more of a flowing,
actually
free dance, hippie. This is a little bit more still in that era, just not exactly as free flowing. So since we're gonna use 2 different thicknesses of tape on this one, we're gonna do all the tape of this measurement first, and then we're gonna go in and we're gonna fill it with a thinner tape. And this pattern just isn't going to be as bold. We're going to use something that's a little bit easier on the eyes as far as colors go. But this one's very, very simple. And we're just going to make sure that the lines kind of flow. Like I said, if the gap's not 100% perfect, but the lines are flowing together, then you're good. This type of pattern is really, like this type of effect is more when you're going to do a real long panel, because you have the opportunity to really curve the tape and to do long lines, that wave. But we'll do it on a short one.
Yeah, usually you see that like on the centerpiece of like Impala hoods and trunks and roof, and they'll run the whole length, and they don't really have an aggressive wave. It's just a really soft, simple wave. So if you notice, the piece of tape that I'm touching, I don't put down. I actually, because my finger and the oils on my hand has taken away the adhesion from that. So I'm constantly throwing tape away. There's no rhyme and reason on this. I do try to make sure I don't put like 2 the same sizes over and over, like thick, thin. I kind of change it up. And then this thick one has a little bit of a flat spot that I notice now. I'm gonna peel it back up, see if I can correct it. Yeah, boom, give it a little bit more of a curve to it. And sometimes I'll get really close with the tape, started close. Then I let it open up a little bit, and I let it get close again. Kind of give it that same thing, that random effect. It is time consuming. But it is enjoyable. If you I don't think a lot of people well, some people enjoy taping, some don't. Like, I enjoy sanding body filler, believe it or not, but I find it very relaxing.
So now that we put all the 1/8, we're gonna come with a 1/16, and we're just gonna do a line in between all this. Guys, keep in mind that this particular 1/16 tape is vinyl. So you want to lay it, but you don't want to stretch it, because once you stretch it, it gets a little kink in it or a little flat spot, and it doesn't look good when that happens. And you're just kind of falling this tape out a little bit of overspray, so you can see exactly where it fell. But
So
very easy.
So on this one, then me continuing to follow this, look how I pulled it back a little bit, gave it a really big arch, come in, gets tight, and here most probably I'll have it open up again. There we go. Gets close, and then I'll have it. Let's give it a little bit more spacing. Boom. How's that? So you see how it opens up, comes in, gets tight, opens up, tight, and then opens up again. Kind of make sure we keep that vibe. And then now by doing that, now my other one, I can now create a tighter pattern in here. So it makes it look like it started from here. So I have my corners kind of like with this design. I think the camera was turning off because it was like too much. I'll tell Banjo, see, setting. That's kind of weird.
So guys, this is just really, all we're doing is putting one piece in between the other two thicker ones. We're just following the line. And when we're done here, we're gonna have 3 different effects that are commonly referred to as fingerprint. In my opinion, this is more what people consider fingerprint. And then these two just fall into that because I don't know the technical term, but we figured that since they're all so similar,
I think it's just arrows like anything else.
we're gonna do it all at the same time. And then you guys can pick what you want for your project. Maybe you want to incorporate all 3 in one project. Maybe you want to incorporate 2 in one project. Maybe you don't like it at all, but we still appreciate you watching. But I could tell you one thing about the effect, at least the one that Manny's doing. It definitely teaches you a little bit of discipline as far as turning the tape.
Yeah, that's for sure. And then same thing, even though it's very random, but I'm very careful with the flat spots because that'll ruin the whole effect, you know? And you have to understand that certain tapes bend better than others.
Mm-hmm.
You're good over there, cowboy?
Yep.
You're fighting today, huh?
Huh?
You're fighting today, your breakfast?
No. That's it. I know what you're fighting.
Nah. My breakfast? No.
Oh, the panel.
No. It's
So
just
guys,
it's a lot of tape, bro.
As everybody figured, I was gonna finish first. I mean, this isn't a race or nothing, but
It's funny how
we
you
knew
keep
that
on
you
saying
were
it
gonna
over and
finish.
over. That's fine, bro.
So these are 2 different ones. I'm gonna give Manny a little bit of say that this one is extremely easy to do. So it doesn't take a long time to do this particular one.
No, but I'm actually really slow.
This one is a little more time consuming,
This tape is bad.
but it's very cool to see what a simple effect or such little bit of time takes to give you such a crazy effect at the end of a paint job. And again, when we spray, it's going to be a little different because we're spraying these on a really, really heavy metal flakes base. Typically, maybe that effect's not as flaked out, or this one isn't as far as the bigger flake goes. But then that's when you guys can experiment and try different bases, try different candies, try different pearls. And it's pretty incredible to watch just by changing the base and what you're spraying over it gives these effects such a different look. Instead of doing a metal flake, you do a pearl or a colored base or a light little candy over a colored base. It's very dramatic, these differences in the effects that it does. So it's going to be cool to see. We're going to do that. They're all flaked, but we're going to do some with pearls, some with candy, so you can see the differences. Guys, you're going to realize that this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sometimes 10 hours of taping for 20 minutes of spraying.
Oh, yeah.
And I only say 20 minutes because of the multiple coats and the flash time. But it's really 30 seconds of spraying. But if you want to take your paint job to another level, it requires time. And 90% of your time doing graphics is not necessarily applying paint, it's actually doing the tape work.
Guys, if you have questions, man, please let us know in the comments below. We do this for you guys because honestly, I'd rather just be doing something else like making paint and you rather just be doing something else too. Sitting, shopping on Facebook. But no, for real, this is really simple. It doesn't take a lot of skill. I mean, the biggest thing is look.
Thank you for that.
No. But I mean, it's a very simple technique, but
exactly.
Look how he doesn't have flat spots. The curves are all the same radius. Same thing with this. They have nice radius, same thing. Even though these have random, but look how I don't have a flat spot because you want to have that nice. So it's very random looking, but there's a little bit of a science to it. Don't start putting tape. And then if you start having a flat spot and then a curve and a flat spot, you know, you don't want to have this. Let's show them real quick because just so people could see. I don't want to see this if you're doing it. You see that flat spot? Look at all those flat spots. This is not a fingerprint. This is just bad taping. You need more practice. This has to not look like this. It has to be nice.
Guys, when you're doing it, so real quick, just to elaborate a little bit on what Manny's doing, I'm going to put a piece of tape right on the table so you can see that, the difference. But when you're doing taping like this, or even like this, when you're doing these long lines, when you're putting your tape down, when you put your corner down, your edge or whatever, all you're doing with the tip of your finger is pressing the tape down. You're not guiding with your finger, you're guiding with whatever hand you're holding the tape. So all you're doing is pressing it down, and that's always gonna give you a nice, even, you're not gonna get any flat spots like that, see?
Yeah.
It's very important that you're not trying to actually guide and hard, because that's what's gonna make it very difficult for you.
Yeah.
Keep it like organic, and just all you're doing is pressing down.
Another thing too, that's real important. Let me just use the vinyl since I was already using it. When you're pulling tape, I don't pull tape like this. I actually pull tape sideways. It's a lot easier, and you don't want to have your finger here. You want to have a little bit of distance from where my finger is and the roll of tape is, so you can have that control. Yeah, and you don't want to be pulling the tape. You want to have enough slack that there's not tension on the tape.
All you're doing,
and I keep it low. You see how nice and low I keep it to the table?
You're guiding with whatever hand you have the roll of tape in. The other hand, all you're doing is making sure that the tape is staying down.
Because I see guys pull, they have the tape all the way up here, and they're trying. You're not going to do it. You need to have it as low as possible and close, so you don't have constant pulling on and all that tension.
There's going to be effects that we'll show you that are going to be like long lines, long straight lines. In that case, it might be a little bit different, but when you're curving tape and you want that flow, then you want the tape to be close to the surface.
Cool. All right, guys, now let's get to the booth and spray these. I'm ready. You ready? What happened to there? Why is that black?
Oh, there was a little spot in the flake.
What?
There's a little spot in the flake.
No,
Like
the
a-
tape. Why is the
Oh,
tape?
that's. I thought you were talking about this little spot.
Oh, no.
No, it's overspray on the tape.
Oh, okay. Cool. You don't got any speed shapes for your stuff?
No, I was too lazy and I don't want to start pulling speed shapes off of the wall.
Lazy. Word of the day. So I got a couple colors. I went with Cuban Link. And this is a Pro base coat. Sun Gold Candy. This is over Comet Silver. And Lime Green. So I figured I wanted to go, these are all, even my Sun Glow candy is in the yellow family, because we have candies that lean into red, we have some that lean into orange. So this one is a little bit darker than another one, because the other candy I have would have been too yellow, too similar. So I went with this and lime green. What colors did you go with there, buddy?
So I'll let Banjo insert the speed shape like he always does. I usually tend when I do something like this, only because it's easier, to do a base coat and a candy. So on one, we're gonna do the blue waves. This is the color matched base coat, the flake matched base coat, and the Tropical Glitz teal candy. And then on the other one, I will be doing the Cheeto Fingers base coat and the Sangria candy. All of these bottles that we're using, guys, are the ready to spray. So they're already reduced. Pour them into the gun, shake them up really good. Make sure you do that. Pour them in the gun and start spraying. They don't require any
No, they're actually
reducer.
really good. Yeah, reducer's already incorporated. It already has a balancing agent, has a dispersion.
It's ready to spray.
So all you have to do is
That's where the term ready to spray comes from.
Yeah, well, we get this
Ready
question
to
a lot.
spray.
A lot of people ask us.
Is it ready to spray?
It is. Look, RTS, it's one of our
Guys, we
trademarks,
do get that
ready
question.
to spray. It means you don't have to do nothing but shake it and put it inside your gun. All right. Do you want those guns, Javi?
I don't know. Why did I get these guns?
I grabbed the guns, but you can grab an LPH.
That's fine. I got
Let me get the LPH, the big one, the chrome one. And I'll trade you with one of these.
Doesn't matter to me. But all right.
Oh, I'm gonna use it for the pearl. That's why I want a big
Oh,
one.
okay, yeah.
I want to get this. That is pretty good.
Guys, on such a small panel, we're
Oh,
gonna
barely
lose
need any.
very, very little paint.
Maybe an ounce, half an ounce if that's. And I'm gonna spray my yellow on the body.
I'll do this.
That being said, just gonna push this down. So since I have the tape being a little funny.
Guys, let me interject real quick.
Go ahead.
We're spraying small panels here. We can't talk over a mask. So we're not wearing respirators.
Yeah, but-
Wear respirators. We're in the booth. We have the door open. We have a lot of airflow right now. But we recommend you always wear a respirator. You always wear gloves.
Oh, I'm gonna wear gloves now because I'm gonna get stuff on my thing. All right.
Paper towel?
Yeah. So
Not
I got
big roll?
gloves. Yeah, the big roll. So don't want to spray wax and grease remover because that's what we have here. You're not gonna spray wax and grease remover on the tape because it's gonna go under the tape. It's gonna destroy your job and everything's gonna peel up. All I'm gonna do is spray it on this napkin, shake it off.
Take it off. Insert the music.
No, we're gonna get trademark. And then what happened is I ended up touching my face and putting a little bit of oil, well actually quite a bit of oil on this panel, and it screwed it up. And I know for a fact I'm gonna get fisheye. So what I do is I wet the napkin and lightly just scrub it around, and you don't have to oversaturate it. And make sure everything is, and I'm wiping in the direction of the patterns.
This is gonna do
Alright,
two
cool.
things. It's gonna clean the panel and it's also gonna push down the tape.
Yeah. All right. Now from here, what I'm gonna do is, I am weak. All right. That's the. Oh, you thought it was a
That was
horn,
already
right?
honky
I
up.
thought it was the same thing. I thought it was. I'm gonna blow this off a little bit. Push it, and I'm gonna just come straight down. Just to.
Guys, keep in mind that you can use your imagination when it comes to colors. I'm gonna do 2 colors on each of mine. Manny's doing 3. You can do 4, you can do fades around, like whatever your imagination lets you go with, do it.
What I'm gonna do is close my fan. Now I just made a circle. I'm gonna bring down my air pressure. And I'm gonna close my material knob, and I'm gonna show you here on the table. Now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna give myself a little highlight. Let's lower the air pressure a little bit. Okay, made a little gold highlight, then I'm gonna come here and do this one. And let's see what else I do. And it's funny because you don't have to have it all figured out, but sometimes I like to look at it because I don't want 2 highlights right next to each other. And then this one, maybe I go a little bit more with it. All right, cool. Cool with that. Now we're gonna grab. I think this will be better with gold in the pen and then the green is gonna be nice to fade in. So now we're gonna get Sunglow Candy, the RTS, right here. The good thing is you don't have to really shake a lot. What you do have to do is break the seal. And
That's one way to do it.
That
Make sure
is
the
a-
little marble doesn't fall in there.
No, yeah, but I don't. All right, cool. I don't want to fill up too much, even though I know I'm gonna come back and have to grab more. But
I'm gonna step away while you do that.
yeah, go ahead. No worries. So, set this up. See how my fan is open? Not a very big fan. And we're gonna come straight down. All right, now close that material off. Blow this. And then,
You can even get now some of the gold, some of the Cuban link, and you can do something and make some of the pearl even bolder.
oh yeah. But I want to do,
It looks really cool from here, at least.
well, because you get to see the effect, and then
Yeah.
you come here
Uh-huh.
and you don't see it. So what I want to come here. Let me see here. Interesting.
It's not spraying good?
Well, it's the horn is sideways,
Oh yeah, I just see it from here.
so
It's
it's not spraying straight down. It's spraying
Yeah, yeah.
sideways. But still, I'm making it work.
You have something clogged there.
Huh?
Either something is clogged or
Yeah,
you
one
have
of
a
the
little
horns-
particle. You have
One
a
of the
little
horns
particle
is
stuck.
clogged. So cool. And then now I'm gonna come back most probably, and then same place I did the pearls, I'll do it over. And let's see here. I gotta do sideways so I can see it.
Yeah.
So the pearls is gonna start muddying up the candy and take away.
You don't even have to do it over what you already did. You can do it on a different one. It's going to be a different brightness anyway.
Yeah. I can do it. All right, cool. And then what I want to end up doing, because I usually what this style, I did the whole panel, but now I come back. I'm gonna close my knob, lower my air pressure, close my material knob, and what I usually like to do is now select another panel.
That's the cool thing about this effect, is that if your fade is a little bit off of the line, it just adds to it because it's supposed
Yeah.
to be like this free flowing thing. So it doesn't have to be super, super tight.
Yeah, it's very psychedelic. So this I'll go over a couple times to make sure there's a definition of a separation. Because that's what happens. Some guys don't do enough.
Never saw me on this side.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. They don't do enough, and you don't really get a nice separation of the effect. And honestly, I see guys that are too cautious with a candy, and then you don't really get any definition of the color. And I have to do this a lot because we're gonna peel some of this off and then spray against some gold. And here we're gonna do same thing. I go over it again. I want a big difference, so when I come back, I don't lose. I don't want to lose the effect. You know what I'm saying? I think very nice, very nice. What do you think, Hal?
I like it.
I like it. You like it? Now, for a you don't have any razor blades? Can you pass me that razor blade over there, bro, please? And I'm trying not to dirty my shirt, because I have the tendency. Go. So, guys, if you're seeing this, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Little Matt, out of, what is it? Ink and Iron Studios out of Virginia. Check him out on Instagram, Little Matt. He was nice enough to sponsor us. If you guys want to sponsor us, we're more than welcome. I'm a double XL.
I'm a large.
We'll wear your shirt because we love wearing
As
shirts.
long as it's black.
Yeah, black has to be it. All right, cool. Let's see what we're gonna do here. I wonder if I should do a little bit more. I'm gonna do a hair more because I really want this to separate. Hold on one second, Javi. Very cool. Daddy like.
Very cool.
Very cool.
When you clear it, it's gonna look really
yeah.
awesome.
We have a little burn through right here. Easy fix. When I come
Easy
here-
peasy.
Oh, look
As
at
the wise man once
Look.
said.
Look what I just noticed.
Oh, yeah. That, get the camera.
Wait up.
That's exactly what I said.
Oh,
Take an extra
wow.
few minutes. Because sometimes that does happen. A piece of tape stayed there and it kind of camouflages once you spray a couple coats of candy. What a good lesson.
Look at that.
Would you look at that?
Will you look at that?
Just look at it.
Bro, I didn't even see that. Now the trick is, how do I get it? Boom.
You dust a little candy there when you're doing this, and you're good. You
No,
don't
I'm
need to
gonna dust it now.
Oh, okay. The good thing is that this effect, if there's a little bit of a dark spot there, it's okay. Boom.
Done.
Abracadabra.
There
We're
you go.
magicians. Good
Boom.
painters aren't dependent on if they can spray it well as if they can problem solve in a booth if there's an issue. Always remember that.
Boom. All right.
And custom painting is going to teach you a lot of troubleshooting or trying to figure
Well-
out problems as you go, since a lot of these custom paint effects were really like the custom painting was more like, hey, let's hide this little flaw, let's hide this little
That's
scratch.
exactly what it is.
That's why a lot of pinstriping came into play and a lot of panel painting came into play.
Let me tell you something.
That's not going to go away with that.
I already got it.
Did you?
Yeah, I already got it. I have to really. I have to really. I have to really go pretty heavy on it. Still there, but I'll not try to get it now.
If you frame it, it won't show.
Boy, I'm already doing. I'm gonna do this fade already.
Guys, always, what Manny's doing right now is the same thing. If you guys watched our other how-to video, you're slowly building it up. If you're working for a small fade like that, you want half of your pattern to be on the outside and half actually touching the surface. That's what's gonna get you that nice gradual fade.
All right.
And then if you want it to be a little bigger, you start from this side, not this side.
All I'm gonna do now, get some of this, blow some air on it. Just help this dry up. Cool.
Are you gonna peel this back? Or not yet?
No, not yet.
You're gonna leave it silver? That line?
Yeah, I was gonna leave it silver. Leave it a little contrast.
Mm-hmm. What color now?
Maybe not, maybe. This is a lime yellow,
Alright.
so yeah. No, lime green, I'm sorry. I said it's lime yellow, but it works out well because it's still in that yellow family.
I think the silver is gonna look cool because it's gonna give it a little bit of
Oh, that's
like
what
a step.
I usually never leave silver, but I said let me leave silver so the the silver pulls you into the yellow.
Right, drag it.
So now I'm gonna do is check my fan, open it up, close my material knob, and when these guns, see here, barely any K is coming out, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. No, want a little bit more. Want a little bit more. So what I'm doing is my gun, the tip of my gun is pointing right at the middle. So half of this is getting on the panel, half of it is falling off the panel. And let's move this around so you guys can see. It's easier for me to straighten a bit. See? I'll come here. Went in a little bit more because I want that green to really show. Let's put this down.
It's gonna look so good when it's clear coated.
Yeah. One thing too, guys, it happens to me and I'm guilty. Now I forgot what I've done already. Oh, the bottom. Don't paint when you're excited. When you're excited, you're like, oh my God, I want to see this. And then you get all excited. You hurry up because you're dying to peel the tape off. And then you rush the project and you're like, oh man, what did I do? And you killed it. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, take your time. Patience is key in a situation like this. And when you're putting the paint down, build it up slowly.
Cool. Now this is the last pass. Now you can actually see the green and this part.
It looks really, really good.
And then now, what's cool about this is the panel is getting green overspray from this. So besides hitting this, it's actually gonna give me a green fade into the orange. That's it. I'm pretty much done. Now what I'm gonna do is blow some air on it. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give myself the green even more defined. I'm gonna go real tight on the edge to give me a really dark green. Just because.
Because you can.
Just because I'm that guy.
You don't
I
have
might
enough
mess
there.
it. Oh yeah, I don't have enough. Thank you, Javi.
That's why I'm here.
So I want that green to be a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do is paint in the opposite direction. So thank you. I'm excited because.
See that? Because he was too excited.
All right, cool. Now I'm gonna just come back. I'm gonna frame it. Let's frame this way. Sorry. Look at the difference in the air. See, I'm hitting the panel. And when you're painting, trust me, you're not gonna be able to see where you're painting. I can't see where the fan is at.
You just gotta trust it, guys.
Yeah.
Because if it's not enough, you can always go back. If you spray too much and you're not happy with it, then you're gonna have to redo it.
Yeah.
That's not what you want.
And one reason I'm spraying this backwards is I want the green to be really strong in the edge, and I think I'm happy with it. Now, we'll blow some air on this. I'm not gonna pull, I'm gonna close the material down and just lift the air. So one thing like every painter has his style. One thing I've always enjoyed was I love doing fades. Don't know why. It's something that I personally like. Where's the razor blade? Here it is. And I don't know, it's a simple technique. I want to see, hold on. I wanted to see where it starts.
We're gonna have to dig the edge of the polygon.
Yeah, I got it. See, oh, good. You have this one under this one. Oh, this one is gone. So I've always enjoyed the fades. I don't know. It's the same thing. I think it's the same thing I used to see on these race cars. They were nice, simple fades, but there's a technique to it. Thank you, I bro, these. Now, you guys that are struggling like I'm struggling, and I'm struggling like a champ. There's picks.
You left a little piece of tape there.
I did. I'll grab it now. One, you taped is so good.
Because I don't want to bleed through?
Yeah. Cool. Or is it a piece of tip? Oh yeah, hold on. There you go, done. And that's the panel. Took forever. Javi did 2 panels, and I took 1.
Spherical. When we clear coat, it's gonna look pretty awesome.
And what's nice is the pearl at the edge, a fade of the green. There's no fading the silver. I could have done something, but I was like, you know why? I wanted to have silver, so when you look at it, the silver brings it in. So when this gets framed, it's gonna be a frame within a frame. And most probably, I'm gonna candy the frame too. I'm gonna have Robert do a frame, and maybe I'll put this in a pink frame or a lime green frame or so, like something bright, so it's a contrast. And this is what I call psychedelic, 70s style.
It looks really, really cool. I like it a lot.
Something different. I enjoy it. It was well worth the time.
Okay, so we're gonna start with this one with the Blue Waves, the Flake Match base coat. These are very similar, okay? So I'm gonna do something a little bit different in this one, just so you guys can see 2 different effects, even though they're very, very similar patterns. So what we can do in this one is, instead of spraying along the line, we can get the gun and we can just do circles next to each other.
Oh yeah.
That way that's why all 3 of them are different, so that they don't get boring to look at. And I will show you how Manny did his in 2 seconds, or in 2 hours. How we're gonna do it in just a few minutes. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do in this one is we'll do it on the paper first real quick. We close our fan and we have our fluid real shut. So we have a nice small fan. We're just gonna do circles, different sizes. We're just gonna do stuff like that.
Are you
all
gonna
over.
be connecting them?
Why? Yeah, I guess.
I'm interested to see this because I've never seen this. Maybe I haven't. I don't recognize it.
So we'll start.
Gun control plays a big factor. Look how nice and even those circles are, and it's all practice.
Guys, everything gun control is just practice. We do this, we don't do it every day, but we've been doing it for a long time.
Well, I've seen on the cars that they do this, this fingerprint, And what they'll end up doing is doing waves across the design. So when you peel off the tape, it gives it a lot of depth.
Give a little bit of blue before I go with the candy.
I've seen the one that, yeah, on this design, what they'll what they end up doing is the same design, and they'll actually do waves across of it. So when you
boring.
feel it, it looks. What do you mean boring? It's pretty.
I'm just kidding.
It looks like it almost gives you that illusion of the waves.
We just wanted to do something different, so
I'm interested in seeing how this.
we'll pull
comes
this
out.
now. Yeah, we'll pull this now. This is the easy part because since they're all long pieces, as long as you leave a little bit of an edge on the border, it's very easy just to come and peel back because there's no corners on the painted surface. I also put very, very little paint on it. So
Or you painted it
dry.
Without pounding it.
Yeah,
you
extremely
know?
dry.
So
we
look
just
how
want
fast you were able
we just
to
want to
feel it
get cover. Plus, if you over concentrate the base coat, you do run the risk of lifting off an edge or something like that if it's
Yeah.
not sanded all the way.
and
So
you end
we
up
wanna
doing
do-
it straight down, so that's why you have these nice crisp
So
colors.
we're gonna do a quick little fade all the way around it.
Make sure all the tape is off. Look, same thing happened to you.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Boom.
Professionals can make mistakes too.
Yeah, all the time, dude. I think that's how we become professionals. We mess up enough times that you're able to figure it out.
All right. So we'll do a quick little fade all the way around it, just to get a nice
Same base coat?
gradient edge. Yep, same base coat. We're just gonna go a little
You want me to take
little
it down?
bolder. Nah. We're just gonna do real light.
So you see how the panel's moving on him? If we would have put that on an elevated surface, it would have not done that. But just to show you in case you guys are doing art and it starts running away from you,
All
it's
you-
happening because all the air from the gun is hitting down, but it's also sliding under the panel.
So now we're gonna get a little bit of that teal candy. We're gonna
Oh,
dust
that's gonna
over
look-
on the teal candy.
That's gonna look killer.
Is it this? Yeah. Insert speed shape here, Banjo. Tropical Glitz teal candy.
Here, use this to break it open. This is gonna look killer, dude.
This is do different because we always do
I've
this
never
thing
seen
in-
this unless. Well, I've seen the effect of the way, but I've never seen this circle one. So I'm like invested to see how this comes out.
This is how I figure. When you're gonna do a project like this, it's either gonna come out good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
And if it comes out bad and you don't like it, you can always sand it off and redo it.
You know, what's the biggest thing I tell people all the time is experiment. If you don't have time to experiment, you can't find cool techniques or different styles if you're too scared to fail. It's all right to fail, man. I mean, this is what I love about these little small drip panels because you get to play around and see color combos.
Spadlo.
That dry a little bit. Look at this humongous gun. On patterns like this, bring me yours real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So if you look at these, like the way that he does the fade all around like this, you could actually peel some of them, candy it, peel back some. That way you have different layers. We're not doing it on this one, but the same techniques and stuff that he did in this one, you can do it in this one. You can also do it in this one. I'm just giving you a different option so you can play and have a different idea of how to do each step. Do one more coat of candy teal. That dry a little bit.
Pretty good. You didn't even paint our hands yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only a matter
Now
of
with this
time.
particular one, like this effect, I don't think we're gonna.
Are you gonna use any of these?
No.
I'll put these back. So one thing that I like about the RTS is I have leftover here. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna grab it, pour it right back into my bottle.
Bless you.
Yep. Before I spill paint all over my clothes. Excuse me. So I pour the RTS right back into my bottle, and it's still good for another day. We're flopping, contaminated, we're aching because it's all tinted to register. Pull my trigger, put some air in.
I could do a little bit of blue, a little bit more teal.
Why don't you just do a candy fade? Don't do any base coat.
Now let me do the base coat first on the edge, just because it's faster. Just 'cause it's faster.
Well, I'm just saying it because it'll give you a little bit more of a contrast.
So I'll build up the edge first. Guys, we explained this in the last video that we did, but I don't think we went over it now. When we're doing these fades,
hold on,
just-
Javi, elevate it.
no, I don't need to do it.
So it
Just
doesn't move
pretend that this tape is this border. If I'm doing the inside border, you want half of your pattern to be in, half of your pattern to be out. That's what's going to give you that gradual fade that you see right there on the paper.
Don't paint that. Elevate it, bro. It's gonna be better.
Yeah, you spoil
No,
me,
it's
bro.
not
You
that.
spoil me.
But you were doing the thing, and what was the panel doing? Moving around.
So you just want to get a little bit on the edge there. Nice little soft fade. And you still want it to stay transparent. So we're going to spray a little candy to change that, but real easy. Just get the edge. Let that paint build up slowly. And you'll see that paint start coming together. Real easy. Real soft transition. If you go in, I could show you what it would look like if you get really close to the panel, but I don't want to ruin the panel or I have to redo it. But basically, if you're shaky, this is what's going to happen to your line. And if you go too close and you just pull the trigger, even if you go fast,
You're gonna push all the paint around.
Yeah.
It's not gonna look good.
this is what's going to happen.
You don't want that.
You know? Yeah, you can see it. So you pull halfway back as you're moving the gun, and you slowly pull back the trigger to start knowing. And if you see that too much paint is coming out, just pull back. If you don't want to adjust it and you're doing it on the go, just pull your gun further away from the process. See, that would be a fast pass. Isn't that what Disney calls the
Yeah.
fast pass? But better than going fast, build it up slowly. That'll give you an easier edge. We could go a little faster, but we're trying to teach you guys here the easiest way.
And close your material knob. If you don't have that type of gun control, just close your material. Hey, what do you think if you darken up the four corners a little darker? Just an idea. It's a fun idea. So it gives it a little bit more.
Sure, bro, sure.
I think that's dope. But now you have, now you have fades away. So I'm glad. Thank you for doing this. Javi was doing the fade around. I'm like, hey, how about you fade the corners a little bit so it looks like it gets fade, a dark, and then it lights and darks and lights. So now it gives you the solution of in, out, like that. That's gonna look killer now when you actually candy it. Now, are you gonna? Oh yeah, you're gonna candy and then later peel off the tape at the end.
Yep,
Are you gonna leave a silver border?
I think so. I always leave a silver border for some reason.
That's pretty big. Well, you're gonna candy it all over again. Let's do. I thought you were just gonna spray the The edges.
No, because I wanted this to be a little bit more teal.
Oh, I got you. Well, it looks really cute, and the edges look blue.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Then now we can do a little fade on the edge. And we can let this dry so we can do the red one. Guys, if you're watching this video, if you have any questions of how to do this stuff, if you're buying our products and you want to know how to use them or how to do certain effects like this, we're more than happy to help you. You give us a call or you send us an email and we'll try to walk you through it. There's only so much we can tell you guys on the phone, but we'll try our best.
I don't think you can do it like that. Hold on.
Okay.
No, because
You can do it.
you're gonna end up blowing the panel off.
I only want to do two sides. I'm
Oh,
not
you
gonna.
wanna
I'm
just
not
do
gonna
it?
do the middle.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do it pretty well.
So that's it. We'll wait for us to dry. Let it peel back the.
That's cool because now it has a little bit darker.
Take it off a little.
Oh,
Yeah, that way we can blow it off. And these are real simple effects that don't take long.
And what's gonna look nice is once he peels it off and clear it, once this gets a little pinstriping on it, now we'll really set the tone.
Here, hold on.
That's it. Done. And no matter in this, it's just candy, no cure coat. When you spray the cure on this is really just gonna come out. Awesome, bro. All right, cool.
We're gonna do this one. This one's gonna be fast.
Here.
How about it? We're gonna go over the whole thing. We're not gonna just fade. We're gonna just lightly.
Are you gonna do any definition?
No, that's not really something that you see so much on this type of effect. So you're just gonna go real light. Nothing crazy. It's still gonna be kind of transparent, so you should still see the metal flake through it. You just want to get the color.
Now the fun part. Now you start peeling all this.
Yeah, but it'll be quick.
Are you gonna spray any? Wait, why don't you spray some candy on it? So there's a little bit more definition, or no?
Because there'll be candy on it after I peel. But no, this is easy because I leave an edge. And since it's all 1/8, it's gonna be real easy. Guys, but here you go. It took us how long to do these panels? Half an hour? And you literally painted for 5 seconds.
Yeah. What's crazy, there are guys now that do this with a plotter. They'll cut the whole fingerprint design, slap it on.
Yeah, so that's what we were at. I mentioned that when we were taping them. To me, that's not only cheating, but boring, because if they cut the same pattern 2 or 3 times, it's not one of a kind anymore.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
If it's not one of a kind anymore, can you really call it a fingerprint?
Hmm.
Your fingerprint is one of a kind, mine is one of a kind.
And let me tell you, these are just 3 examples. There's a couple others. There's like 2 other designs you can do. There's one that's, it's like a circle over and over and out, and it's more time consuming tape wise, but it still looks really cool.
Guys, we're just showing you the basic stuff, and then you, like I said, with the basic knowledge, then you can go on and do more stuff.
That's not candy though.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you're gonna do more base
I'm gonna
coat?
do a little edge here, always. I always do my edges. And the reason why I always do my edges is because I want where the line to end to always have a little bit of definition on the silver line. My thumb was blocking the trigger from going down.
Oh, the gun right now, it looks like a Tic Tac in your hand.
Huh?
That gun looks like a Tic Tac in your hand. Oh, nice. That fade really.
Guys,
Really pulls it in.
most people stop there. We're gonna dust a little bit of candy over so the silver is not so pronounced because the flake is huge. So if we leave it like that, you really won't see the fingerprint with the reflection of the metal flake. We spray a little red on it, then it'll change it up. I actually think I want to peel it back, do a red fade on the edge, and then just candy the whole thing at once.
Yeah, do it.
It's gonna be easier.
And it's great. So these panels, I mentioned it before, but I keep on mentioning it. Love you guys. This is from Drip. It's one of our companies. It's the art division of Tropical Glitz. We have Bull's a great designer. He works with us, cutting out, designing stuff. So check them out on our website and even their website. It's what is it? drip-art.com.
Yeah, I think so.
And these are nice little.
Should be on the sticker, right?
Yeah, is it on the sticker?
Oh, no.
No, it's a QR code in the back of the sticker, but we'll put a link in. But these are awesome little banger panels. Plastic, they don't weigh anything. And this is something you can paint your art, sell it for 150 bucks. And I think what you have in it is like 12 bucks, 8 bucks, whatever these things cost.
Okay. So we're just gonna get a little bit of the
You wanna
same red.
elevate it?
Nah,
You sure, bro?
we're gonna get a little bit of the same red, and we're just gonna dust on the edge. A little double fade. Yep. And then we'll do a candy. Do you want me to do the corners?
No. Do it. Do it your way, bro. No, you did the corner. You change it up. You did the corners on the other one. Oh, hold on. Put it more in the center.
Guys, this is doing two things. Not only am I getting that edge, but then I'm painting at an angle so I can get also the edge of the board. That way the edge of the board isn't white or bright white on this darker red, especially after we spray the candies. And since we're spraying so dry, we don't really have to sit here and wait.
Put it here.
I need to put the candy red now in the gun. Should we clean one of the guns?
No, you have a clean gun right
Oh,
there.
that's right. I have the big one.
And it's crazy because he's doing candy red. You can actually go over this with yellow or orange if you really wanted to.
Oh, that's true.
Because
I
red
didn't
goes
even
perfect.
think of that.
And it will give you a really cool effect and
I
you
didn't
can still
even
do it if you
I
want.
didn't even think of that.
You want to commit to the red?
Yeah, we're already committed to it.
Because we got. Oh, do we have a gold? Yeah, I had a Sundwell. And this will turn into like a red orange, and then you have orange. You think
What do you
about it?
prefer? Because it's gonna be in your showroom, not mine.
You already have blue on blue. You have monochromatic. You want to do something?
Okay, yeah,
different?
fine. Let's do it.
Pour
Pour it in any of. What's that?
No, bro, because this was the one that had it, and this has a little green residue in it. Just grab the king then. Well, anyways, you're spraying it over the whole thing, so it doesn't really matter. Are you peeling the chrome off or not yet? No, you're gonna.
No,
leave
not
it.
yet. I'm gonna leave it.
Let me elevate this. So we changed the plan. He was gonna do red on red, but this is gonna look killer with this red underneath. And look, we can show you real quick. If you want, for the camera,
Yeah.
spray some can down here to show them how it looks with the red. No. It's hard to tell, but you know what? Forget about it. Oh, that looks killer. Oh, that looks. Tell me that doesn't look killer.
It does look pretty cool.
And we let it dry a little bit.
Give it one more coat after that.
Yeah. Well, after he has the material knob pretty open, he can close the material knob and get a different shade. Now you start getting that real nice gold. You run out of candy?
Yeah, but I finished like right on the edge. That's not a big deal.
Oh, that looks killer, bro. Look how nice that looks. So you guys, it's not hard, very simple, very easy. I think a lot of guys, next normal, they get in their heads and they overthink. Just go for it. And what's the worst? You don't like how it looks?
Mm-hmm.
Sand it off and redo it again.
That's it.
You know? Or keep it as a reminder of your shit.
That you can always do better, yeah.
Awesome. Check it out. You happy? Very nice. So guys, do me a favor.
Wait, bring them all up.
Wait.
Bring them all up.
Like, subscribe, and follow.